Hello, this is Michael Keneally, and this video is about the rune Now This, a feared rune of situations which themselves can be feared, but in which great power can be found, great vision can be found, the true self of ourself can be found. Okay, now this situations. Well, here's a poem by Edward Thorson, a translation of the Old English poem, and he's talking about now this situations constrict the heart, though to the sons of men it often becomes help and health nevertheless, but only if they heed it in time. And here's some translations of the Old English, Norse and Icelandic poems from Jan Frys's Hellruna. You know, a very, very interesting book, a very personal perspective on the runes, but very powerful. And so he translates the Old English poem as, "Now this is oppressive to the heart, yet often it proves a source of help and salvation to the children of men, to everyone who heeds it betimes." The runes came down to us essentially in poem fragments from Old English, Old Norse and the later Icelandic Vikings, although also from ancient stone carving fragments. Here's a translation of the Old Norse rune poem on Now This. "Now this gives you scant choice. A naked man is chilled by the frost." And here's the Icelandic one. "Now this is grief to the bondmaid, and state of oppression and toilsome work." Okay, what's all this about? Rather dire poems. Well, I think a now this situation is one which comes upon us that we can't seem to sort out, that feels horrible. And yet our true destiny can be found in this situation. Often it's like a knot in life threads, in our life thread, or perhaps our life thread is knotted with another. It's very often about fated love. And so basically a couple can so often have scripts that they came together to sort out and must sort out if tenderness and love are to prevail, if there is to be future. That's why they're together. And so, if the knot can be successfully untied with them, a great future can come, otherwise meltdown, loss and tears. Now this situations can be seen as situations of resistance to our destiny, of clinging in a fixed way to what has died and what should not continue to live, of resistance to change. We are faced with compulsion. It comes from outside and it seems to control us. And so now these situations often feel like, and this is awful to live through, doom and darkness, cold and disturbed equilibrium. But that knot in our life thread, or that knot in a couple of life threads tied together, is imbued with vision. If you can understand the knot and unravel it, new future is born, the sun will rise, a new day will dawn. There's a saying, necessity is the mother of invention. A great concept around now this is the need fire. The rune before it is Hagel, the hail rune, really nasty situations that come on us like a hailstorm. But remember, hail does melt. These things pass. Now these situations are perhaps deeper and longer. And yet you need to kindle a fire to keep you going through those. The next rune, after Hagel and now this, is Isa, where everything is on ice. So, we need to be able to see our lives through these adverse situations, to bring our loved ones safely through. And of course, these situations strengthen you, they strengthen your will, they drive us to great heights, they make us less reactive, more in heroic control, more guiding our own ship, the destiny of our life. They give us inspired guiding vision and direction if we rise to the occasion, if we're not weak, if we don't allow ourselves to be manipulated and used by others, but work with others in a noble, generous, brave way. These situations test us. And the last thing I want to say is, as humans, our resources are limited. We cannot manage oppressive situations indefinitely, trying to bounce too many balls in the air. We have to somehow emerge as atheling or noble in our use of our limited resources, so that we don't stay in a now this situation, but free up so we can walk loving, radiant and noble through life with those we love again.